I'm gonna be vulnerable again, and we'll see if I use this video or not. If you're watching it, then I guess I went ahead and used it, but I don't talk very much about my private life here. In this video, I'm going to make an exception, but don't expect this to become the new norm. All right, just enjoy it while you can have it. Well, while it's there, because I'm not going to do this probably again. There are a couple things that are cringy about this story, but that's the thing. I exist on the. I mean, my persona is right on the edge of cringe, and sometimes goes over into cringe, just because I think the whole idea of trying to just be a badass all the time and trying to be invulnerable, I'm not into that. It's not interesting, but at the same time, you know, I'm not really nuts about just, you know, making this into my private diary and just spilling all my thoughts here, you know. All right, but this was something interesting that happened to me recently. I acquired a tail there. Something interesting that happened to me recently that I want to go into a little bit. Suddenly everything gets loud around me. I had a relationship. I won't say when. It's not in the present. It's not that far in the past, but it's a bit in the past. But I was sort of with somebody for a certain span of time, and it's done now. It's over now, and I'm not going to go into any more detail about it. But now that we have AI, now that I have Grok, the thing about Grok is, and again, you know, mock me for being cringe, but tell me you haven't done something like this yourself, and if you haven't, then good for you. But you know, I'm now like taking pictures of myself and saying, well, you know, what do you assess this person looks wise? And I was sort of in that mode a little bit, and sometimes Grok was kind of nice about it. Sometimes they were a lot less nice. It was never like, this guy is just hideous. They're probably programmed not to be like that. You know, no matter what you look like. I'm sure they don't want people, you know, getting on and having and being told, you know, look, just forget it, it's over for you. But all right, so I was with someone who was a little bit younger than me, and I sort of like was interested in saying, okay, I sent a picture of myself, sent a picture of her, and this was, you know, again, after the fact. So I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know why I'm doing this now. Idle mind, devil's frontier, right, or something like that. You know, you've got this technology where it assesses things. It can assess things almost as if you're talking to a person, although you aren't. It's a machine, but it has the capacity to be rather sophisticated in its responses. And so yes, I have watched I have asked it to evaluate things I've written. I've asked it to evaluate things, um, the transcripts of videos that I've done. I have fallen into that trap, and again, it pains me a little to admit to all of that. But that's not as embarrassing as what I'm about to admit to. So I sort of thought to myself, man, was I just like, I don't even know. Like, I had the impression. While we were together, I sort of thought, I'm not really. I don't know if I'm in this person's league, and maybe that should have been a reason to be. That should have been like, hey, look at you, punching above your weight. Still got it, man. Still got it. But I don't know. And after it petered out, which of course it was going to do, there were all kinds of issues, which I'm not going to go into. But afterwards, I guess I found myself racked with insecurity, which I didn't feel at the time that we were together. And again, when I say together, we were never like we were never like together. Okay, but we had some indefinable thing going on. It was it was, what did they call it? It was a situationship. It was it's complicated thing. Okay. So I sent pictures of myself. I sent a picture of myself. I sent a picture of her. I said, if you saw these people together, would you think that this was a strange couple, right? And the first time I asked, I got back was no. Yes, the man is a little bit older. I didn't tell Grok that it was me. But the first thing I got back was no. You're there's nothing. I mean, the man's a little bit older, but these two people don't look like a strange couple. There's no. It's not just out of the question that they would be together. I should have stayed there. I should have stopped. I should have quit while I was ahead. But I got on Grok on a different. You could. I got on Grok. What's it called? On a different system. I'm such a boomer. I think the first time I was on Internet Explorer, the next time I was on Brave. A different provider of internet. I should know what that's called, and I probably do, but words are just slipping my mind right now because I'm feeling really embarrassed about all of this. So I tried it again, and then they were this time they were like, yeah, this is kind of strange. Some people will maybe look askance at this couple. Some people will wonder, what's she doing with him? Some people will think to themselves, oh, well, he's probably got money. That's probably why she's with him, because otherwise, why would she be with him? And it's like, even when it tells you things like that, it always doubles back and says, of course, this, people, there are married couples who seem to be not looks matched, but who do fine. So, there's no hard and fast rule to everything, but you know, in this case, yeah, this may be kind of strange. Or some people might think that it's kind of strange. There they go, to crash into another passenger plane. Hope they're all men in those copters. Hope there's no female pilots flying those copters. Anyway, yeah, so I thought, I did it once, and it told me, no, it's fine, it's good. Yes, there's a little bit of an age difference, but no, there's not that huge of a difference where people would think, what the hell's going on here? Next time they were like, yeah, people might look askance at this couple. And you know, I asked that question. I said, is there the possibility that people might look askance at this couple? Yeah. So I kept going back. I went back a couple more times trying to get the result that I got the first time. And now it just seemed like it had that Grok had just made up its mind that it was going to stick with the second answer. It was not going to go back to the first answer that I wanted to hear. It was going to stick with the second answer. So I think I did it a third time and a fourth time, and then I just said, all right, I'm done. This isn't helping. For whatever weird reason that I'm doing this, I've definitely got better things to do. You know, if I'm trying to feel better about being an older man, and not looking like a creep, if I'm with somebody who's a little younger than me, in this case, maybe it was more than a little younger, but still not like there was maybe a 15 to 20 year difference. Okay. So yeah, so that I don't know why this happened. I don't know, I don't know why the first answer isn't the final answer, unless you shift the criteria, you know, unless you maybe send a different picture. But I don't think I was sending different pictures of me and of her. I think I was sending the same ones, and I was getting different results. And it was like, ooh, it was a fluke the first time, but then it caught on, corrected the problem. And you know, why should that even bother me though? If it's like, what's she doing with him? Then that I could take that as a compliment, couldn't I? I could be like, well, haha, you just don't know. You don't know about me. Don't judge a book by its cover, you know? Just because I'm a little bit aged doesn't mean whatever I'm going to say next, I'm just going to sound ridiculous. But you get what I'm saying. There's a way that one could take that as, again, like I was saying before, like, hey, I still got it. I still got it. But I didn't want, I wanted it to be, yeah, there's this couple looks like an appropriate couple. You know, this couple is not gonna make people look askance. Instead, it wasn't telling me what I was wanting to hear, which is what it did the first time, without intending to. I don't think, because it didn't know that it was me, unless it did. Who knows? But then, why would it change? You know, that's the thing. Like, even if I was just talking in a completely, what if I was just talking about two strangers and this happened? Why would it change? Why would the answer change? I don't know. So there you go. There's your daily dose of cringe. Don't expect to get it again. Enjoy it while you got it.